Yeah, it's better.
right?
The more I think the more you can come up with like more content. Like, okay, how do I explain? It's like you watch a movie and there's a movie that lasts. You have two movies side by side from each other. You probably already know what I'm going with this. We have two movies side by side with each other, and anything can happen. What makes one movie better than the other movie? That's actually a question for all of you. What do you think makes one movie better than another movie? I've seen some bad movies, and I've seen some good movies, like really good. But what do you think makes the difference between a good movie and a bad movie? What do you guys think in the chat? Zachary says unexpected twists.
Hmm.
Yeah, to music. Sure, yeah, I think so. Anybody else? Nobody. Anybody else have any thoughts on that? What makes it a move one movie better than the other movie? Miles, what do you think?
Well, yeah, the nuance of the acting, the pacing of the story of the shots, how the shots go, the story connects from one thing to the next. And yeah, like Zach said, unexpected twists but unexpected twists that doesn't always make a great movie. Of course, that's one element, of course, of it. But I think nuance. If I was going to say one word,
Yeah, those little things that that kind of build up and like maybe a character always wears red, and then they find out that red is the color of um, their long lost mother, and they use the color red to figure out I don't know, something like
yeah,
that.
sure,
Um,
M. Night Shyamalan?
yeah.
what was that?
It sounds like you're talking about every M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh, I was just making something up, but yeah, I guess so. So like, yeah, when it's the controlled execution, clear intention. Everybody's saying a completely orchestrated soundtrack, authentic emotion. Yeah, so like what I think a good movie is versus a bad movie is it's the emotion. I have to feel something.
Yeah.
If it's action, I have to feel like I have to feel scared. I have to feel on the edge of my seat. There has to be so many lights flashing. If it's a sad movie, there needs to be some sort of loss or some sort of breakup between two characters or something like that where a movie gets you so sucked into a character and then you lose that character and it simulates the feeling of loss. What I'm trying to get people to do more is to simulate some kind of emotion through music, which can't be done. That's the question. That we have to think that way. How can we make that happen with a piece of music that's 10 minutes? The more we do that, the more we can make that connection. The more we can make it understandable of what we're trying to do. The more emotions the audience feels, the better, in my opinion, the concert.
Yeah.
So I think you did a very good job the second time. Maybe you can do a better job the third time.
Okay.
Maybe what I do, you have students, right?
Sure.
I don't really have official students, but what I do when I do these classes all the time, I say, okay, a good way to do this actually, and a good thing to do in actual recital. I actually appreciate when performers do this. It's to take 10 to 15 seconds in silence and think about what the narrative is you're trying to express and the emotions you're trying to convey. So maybe you want to try that. It actually looks good too. It actually looks like the performer is paying it like they're serious. So it even looks good. So you want to try to do that?
Sure.
See if that makes a difference. what you did in the end there. Bum, 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 bum.
Mm-hmm.
I was very clear what you were trying to do, and I could make that connection. The more I can actually write down the things you were doing, like the contrast between like the that was more sweet and more dolce compared to the other stuff, and I was able to pick up on that.
Mm-hmm.
I could be like a 5-year-old kid, and I could still pick up on that, and that's the whole point. I just need to understand it, and the more I can write down, like as a concert review, what you're doing, it's like the more content you're throwing at me, and the more I can talk about with my friends and my family. Oh, do you remember that part where he did that and this and that and that and other? The more that happens, the more enjoyable performance is.
Yes.
Like, there's a correlation here. So let's I think we'll go ahead and move on to the next one.
Cool.
Thanks, Miles.
I
appreciate you doing this. And
my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me play.
Absolutely, man. Bullpen says very solid playing, Miles. I agree. Let's see who's next. Fran Cisco, have I heard you yet?
Hi, you want me to play? Huh?
Yeah. I don't think I've heard you ever, so
Okay. Let me
go for it.
Okay.
What are you,
I will play the first part. I don't have it all, but the first part of the fourth movement of the Proto Sonata, the Frank Proto Sonata.
Proto.
Sorry?
Is Franck Sonata or Proto Sonata?
Proto, Proto.
Okay, let's hear it.
Sorry about my English.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
It's the best I can do this part. I'm not sure about the other part, the second part. So maybe we can talk about this part.
Yeah. So as someone who hasn't heard, I haven't heard this piece. I'm not familiar with this one. When you said proto, I was thinking maybe classical. He's not. That's just not a classical composer.
No, well, yes, he's classical. He's a classic bass player. I think he was the principal bass of the Boston, I think. I don't remember which one. Maybe someone can tell me. I don't remember where he worked. He was the principal bass of some good orchestra. And he wrote this sonata because in the 70s, I think, in the late 60s, he was looking for some new music to play. but he didn't find some music to play, so he wrote this sonata.
You
His
say in
name
the
is
1960s or in the 1700s, like the 1600s?
70s, I think. I really don't remember. If you let me wait.
Because I feel like I've heard Frank Proto's music before, and it sounds very classical.
Yeah, he write the Carmen Fantasy for double bass. He's very famous that fantasy too. So, but this sonata is one of his early works.
Oh, sorry, yeah. So 19. Okay, he was born in 1941. I got this mixed up with someone else.
Wait, he's
Yeah. Okay, sorry, I got this mixed up with someone else. So 1940. That makes sense. That's why it sounds the way it does. That makes sense.
yeah he born in 41. I'm looking here.
He was probably influenced by the Darmstadt school.
Well, he
From
had
his- That makes sense. That's why it sounds okay. Now I understand. Everything's making sense now.
he had
So-
a lot jazz influence because the second movement of the sonata is pure pitch, and he's like a bass solo, jazz bass solo. So he has a lot of this.
Yeah, well, it's really nice to know. I must have got this mixed up with someone else, but Proto is he had to be influenced by like the new modern school in Darmstadt. So that's like where they took tonality from like back in the day composers, and they kind of mixed everything up to find new ways to express music. And that's where we got the 12 tone kind of stuff and the 8-tonal kind of stuff. And when I was listening to that, I was expecting to hear like form and like note, like tonality and chord structure, and that he totally just broke it, which makes sense because that was popular during those days. And so I believe, and I think what you're doing good is that those composers rely on the performer to bring out a lot of different kinds of emotions. You know, because the war just happened, and probably when he wrote this, it had to been like maybe I'm assuming Korean War or Vietnam War, and it's hard. And during those times, it's like it's hard to write music that sounds happy when there's so much trauma and people with PTSD coming back home, and like and then with the Cold War at the same time, there's a lot of tension and anxiety. And so that's probably why he wrote this sonata, to express those feelings. So now that everything makes sense now, can you play the beginning again? Just
Okay.
the beginning, so I can get now that I understand. Just why it's so important to know the history of the composer and the time period and all of that. So there you go. Yeah, I think you got it. I think you get the whole point. It's great, man. It's just a lot of stuff you're doing. I don't know the piano part, So I can't get the whole picture. Um, I the rhythm. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's me, but when I listen to the solo part, I'm not able to get a good meter. I'm not able to. I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure what you're doing meter wise, and that could be because maybe there's a lot of accelerando or retardando that I don't know about. Is that true?
I try to play it very in time, but the problem is this is 2/4, then change to 4/4, then change to 3/4 later. Has a lot of change of the pulse, and it had a lot of accents. By for example, accents in the second time. It have accents in the, it had how do you call this? When you have a uh, I don't know
So
if you can see for example the accents in that are not in the first
right.
note. Yeah,
So I'm wondering if you can play it where I can, as a listener, for you, it's as a listener, I just can't grasp what because like even if the meter changes, just like one, two, just you can count it one, two, 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 bum, 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 bum. I need to be able to understand it meter wise.
Okay, maybe I can play it slower.
Play the same tempo. Just be aware that the audience needs to be able to hear those micro pulses. You know, because I hear like when you hear Schoenberg or like or composers like that, it's so important to feel that. But like even this is and I can it feels you know see what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So let me try it again. Make me feel that micro pulse.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying because the piano part have a lot of this lot of pulse, yeah, in the chord. So
right.
yeah, it's difficult if you don't know the piano part. It's difficult to hear it, but I understand what you're saying. I want you to try to do it. It's just
and it might make the piano be more with you because then they can feel you and you know maybe that makes things better too as an ensemble.
Okay, I will try to do just the first phrase.
That's better.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. I was able to kind of lock on. I was able to grasp onto something.
So in my first playing, it was difficult to hear this. The first time I played it, it was difficult to hear the pulse.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
I was looking for something. I didn't grasp onto something. But the what you just played now, I was somewhat able to kind of grasp onto some kind of pulse.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a lot more sense.
Yeah. And that makes me feel more comfortable.
Okay.
Because when I hear something that I feel like I can't grasp, I feel stupid. I personally don't feel smart. So when you're able to help me and be more attuned to the pulse, the micro pulse, then I can feel like, okay, I can understand what's going on, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my bodily response. I just wish, but I think the way you just played was very nice. With all the emotion and all the the swells and stuff, that's great. But the pulse, it makes me feel more comfortable.
Okay.
So and if you're doing an accelerando or retardando, I need to be able to understand that that's what's going on and I need to know your direction. It has to be clear, so I don't feel stupid, and I can understand. So I understand what you're doing. I think that's one of the problems with modern music, from Darmstadt school or the modern school, whatever you want to call it. Where you go to a concert and it's a lot of random notes. Typically, it's a lot. That's because that's what it is. It's random things that you don't typically hear, like in Mozart or Beethoven. And you know, when you're in the audience and you see people listening to this music, sometimes they're just looking around with their spouse or their family, and they're like, oh, they don't get it, you know. So I feel that too, and I think we have the ability to make sure that doesn't happen. So making things obvious, like the gestures, the pulse, the dynamics, so obvious to where the listener can say, okay, that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. I get it now. Then they feel better. They don't feel like they don't understand. Like they, you know, so that's my whole point there. That's all I have to say. I hope that helped. I mean, it's great what you're doing. Yeah, I like what you're doing. You have to do a lot of great things. I just want you to be more aware of what the audience is feeling.
Yeah. I really need that. I really need that because I haven't played this in a recital or in front of my professor like 2 times. I really need feedback. So I didn't realize that my pulse was not right there, because I'm always hearing the piano part in my head, but I forget that people doesn't know the piano part.
Yeah. Make it, so talk to your professor about it and see what he has to say. He might have something different to say. That's fine. So, hey, man, I really appreciate you playing that. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. But thanks, Francisco.
Oh, thank you very much for listening. Thanks all.
Absolutely. All right, who is next? We have heard Ethan so many times. We'll get to you, I promise. Let's go to. Have we heard Victor Diaz yet? Victor? Victor, are you there? Hello? Hello? Okay, Victor isn't here. So we're going to skip to Will Penn. Will?
I'm here.
Oh, great.
All right. Just make 2 seconds.
That was more than 2 seconds. I'm just playing around, man.
All right. I was chowing down on some quesadillas, so.
Oh, I was wondering what you were eating.
Yeah.
All right. The quesadilla is a very good choice. Hi, Diana. Welcome to the party.
Hi everybody.
Are you playing anything?
It's my first time in this class, and I am Venezuela bass player. I'm from Venezuela.
There's a lot of.
Yes, my English is not better, but I understand.
Well, I have to say, there's a lot of Venezuelans.
Yes, my teacher is Feliz Petit and Erickson Ruiz.
Erickson, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a friend named Ruben Ringo, something like that. Do you know him?
No.
I don't know how to say it, the inflections. I'm gonna copy and paste his name. It's let me type it. You know that? Oh wait, I'm sorry. I typed that to Delmar on accident. Okay. Let's see. You know that name by any chance?
Oh, no.
He is a Venezuelan concert violinist. That's what it says on his website.
Yeah.
He's done this thing called the Sphinx competition.
Ruben Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's the name I typed. Right? Or did I not get it right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you know Ruben.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So I know a lot of Venezuelans. So there's a lot of music. There's a lot of classical music.
Yeah,
Going on.
it's my first time, but if you, ¿cómo decirlo? Francisco, ayúdame. Francisco, are you there?
You need to translate.
For traducción.
I was away.
Francisco, help her out.
Perdón, si la puedes traducir, porfa. Si tiene una próxima clase, yo puedo tocar. Es mi primera vez.
Oh, she's saying that if there's another class, she can play.
Yeah.
I think she's not ready to this to play to this.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to. Let's go to Will.
All right, so, Mom, I'm gonna play now. Okay.
What
Well-
will you be playing?
I'm gonna be playing the Bottesini again, and maybe if we have time, maybe we can work on a little bit of the exposition of the Kusevitsky. Maybe, I'm not sure, but
What, do you want to work on the Bottesini more than the Kutavitsky?
maybe half and half.
I don't know. That's usually not how it goes, man. Because I go off on a tangent.
True.
We'll see.
You know what? You know, I did Bottesini last time. I'll do the exposition of Kusevitsky.
Let's do it. Oh, okay. You never. Sorry. Go on. Sorry.
Page out.
You want me to turn pages for you?
Here it is. The thing is, my fingers, they kind of bend in a little bit. And so, but yeah, that's pretty much what I got so far of the Kusevitsky. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm
You've
trying
been
to
to
work
so
on
many of my
the
classes, Will.
finger thing, but like trying to keep them as curved as possible, but the pressure sometimes brings them down. But I'm working on that.
So, Will, you've been to so many of my classes, so I'm going to ask you this. Let me ask you this,
All
right?
right.
Okay. What do you think I'm going to say? What's my usual spiel?
I didn't visualize first. like internalize the piece before I played it.
Anything else that you think I'd say?
It sounded. I don't want to say it sounded rather bland. Well, that's kind of subjective, but no. The main thing was really I didn't internalize it, and so I don't think I could. I could have played it probably better if I did internalize it, but that's kind of what my mind is on right now.
What do you mean? What do you mean by better?
Better in terms of like what I want to convey to the audience.
Exactly. So why didn't you do it?
What was that?
So why didn't you do it, Will?
I don't know, man. I was thinking about those quesadillas I was eating earlier.
It's like, oh, hey, man, come on, dude. The moral of the story is do not eat quesadillas before.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Bad things happen.
Yeah.
I can give you some ideas, but
No, please, yeah, share.
But I kind of don't want to because I want you to come up with your own.
Ooh, you know what? That's a good idea. I should probably come up with some more ideas of my own. What did you think of the opening? Because I tried to when I hear people they just kind of play through the opening, and like technically it's a cadenza if you kind of think about it. You know, it's exposed. Nobody else is playing except for you. Even though it doesn't say exactly cadenza, I kind of picture it that way. And I feel like some people, they kind of play through it without actually kind of like, you know, having originality to it. So I try to maybe extend the opening a little more than usual.
So the rule is, in my house, I just need to make a connection.
Okay.
I need to be able to write down on my notepad, my imaginary notepad, what exactly is going on in that beginning.
Got you.
You can stretch it, you can bend it, you can burn it, you can cool it, whatever you gotta do. I just need to be able to write down and describe what you're doing in the beginning.
Okay.
So for example, all right, let me get my bass out. And let's play, hey guys, let's play a game. But first you need to download Steam.
I already have it installed.
So this is the game we're going to play. I'm going to play the beginning of the Kutsubiski. And hopefully each and every one of you will go in the chat, even you will, and write down what you think I was doing. So the game is to describe with descriptive words, adjectives, nouns, or stories what you interpreted my beginning as. And my job is to make the beginning of the Kutsubiski so descriptive and so imaginative, and I need to make it obvious what I'm thinking about, so I can match with what you guys are hearing. So I need to be able to come up with an idea, and I need to make it so you guys and gals can describe what was going on in my head. And the better it matches my idea versus what you describe, the more points I get. You guys understand?
Yeah.
Okay. This takes some work, all right? I can't just play it. You can't just expect me to play all these descriptive things without me thinking of a story. So this is going to take a minute. So I hope you guys are okay with awkward silence. All right. So in the chat, you. Woo! Zachary was thinking of nature. Pain that you can't express in words. Lament, regret. Noah says. Deep emotional pain. This is a man taking his time to introduce a tragedy of lost love. Ethan says, lament, a yearn for joy. I did tighten the bow a couple of times. I don't think that was part of the performance. He also bent the top notes of the opening phrases. When it came to the first subject, he really took his time and gave every note significance. Overall, very dramatic, drama, and painful. Let's see who didn't write. Nicole. I haven't heard from Nicole. Gustavo, Diana, and to David. Yeah, David wrote. Henry, what do you think, man? Did you write?
Yes.
Go ahead and write what you thought. Describe what I was trying to convey in the chat, if you can, if you want to.
Sorry, I can't hear.
Nicole says melodramatic emphasis on highest, lowest notes in each phrase. Awesome. So the whole thing I was trying to convey when playing was I think so. Those of you who said lost love or like I think that's a good one to describe like the trauma, the tragedy that just happened. And then the second part is the pain. Right? So what I was trying to do there is when I was thinking for that 10 to 15 seconds, I was trying to think about what kind of voice I would give to the song. And that's one of the parts I was thinking about during that awkward silence. It's like, what is that sound, that voice? Oh, my glasses fell. So, right here, it's this is exactly what I sung in my head. It's, and so what I was thinking about in my head was, okay, I'm going to translate it into the technique. So vibrato here. And then no vibrato. And then a little less. Like an echo. And then step it up. And I'm thinking of the orchestra too. All of that, the color changes and everything. So, hey, Will, we're back to you because this is about you. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that game. I had fun. Did you guys have fun?
Good. We should do that every time. I don't know why that's like a one-time thing.
You should. Yeah, I remember these.
Or at least like when there's like not as much people, we should definitely do that like every time.
Yeah.
Like it.
So Will's saying there's too many people here. Just kidding. Just playing. So now that you have a little bit more of a glimpse of what I mean by the 10 to 15 second rule, it's giving that voice. It's hard to just play something and like, okay, I'm just gonna know what I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
Unless you have it like in your muscle memory and you can autopilot it, which sometimes people do it and it can work, but to give that original voice, that spontaneity, it's like that emotion, you have to think about it first. So, why don't you try it again, 10 to 15 seconds, think about each section or something, give voice to the Kutuvisky. stop there. What do you guys think of that time in the chat? How do you think you did this time, as opposed to the first time? Miles says much better, more musical. That's great.
Oh, thank you, Miles. Appreciate that.
Ethan says he can see the direction coming along. Absolutely.
Yeah, this time I really try to give it a little bit more of a pulse when it came to the first subject, because like I kind of realized like the first time it was more kind of like a rubato. Like everybody knows the piece, so we all kind of know what it sounds like already.
Yeah.
But I just kind of did more of a rubato the first time. This time I try to give it more of a pulse.
Sure. You put some thought into it, the whole point, right? And then that paid off. So yeah, it's like people are saying so that it gets better. You didn't really practice it 100 hours more. What you did was you thought about what you were trying to do, and it already got better. So I think if you do more of that.
Oh.
Will, are you there? Something happened?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
My
so
computer's backing up though.
Yeah, I'll just finish by saying if you do more of this thinking, story building, the more people will understand and say, okay, more direction, more musical, and that kind of stuff. I think you're on the right track, man. David says, nice emotional connection in the opening statement. Seem to lose it when you hit the speed of your licks, technicality, interrupted emotional connection. I agree, yeah. So I guess since you're working on it, that hopefully that'll get better. You practice those licks too, so you can focus more on the music. So, Will, I go on to the next one. Thank you so much for playing.
Of course.
Yeah. Francisco's got sounds was better, feels more relaxed and round. Nice. Okay. Is Victor there? Are you still AFK? Away from the keyboard. Okay, we'll go to so who else wanted to play? Henry. Oh, Henry, you wanted to play, right?
Yes. Just give me a minute.
Sure. So what's going on these days? What's while we're waiting. Oh wait. Oh, there he is. Never mind. We'll have small talk later.
I know it's not ready, but I want to improve my playing, so that's why I will play today.
What are you playing?
Parecini, Concerto number 2.
Oh, great. All right, I'll stop you there. So Henry, let's go from the beginning.
Okay. I was going to continue playing, but it's fine.
Yeah, let's stop there. Have you been to my other classes?
Yes.
Have you heard about the 10-second, 15-second rule?
At the end of the first page.
Have you heard about the 15-second rule? Let's call it the 15-second rule. Have you heard about that?
No, I don't think so.
So it's when you this is what Willin. It's when you wait for about 10 to 15 seconds before you play, so you can come up with the ideas and the emotions that you want to convey to the audience. So you think about, okay, what am I going to do in the beginning? What am I going to do in this second part? Is this going to be an opera? How am I going to make it sound like an opera? All these things going on in your head before you play. So we have more of an idea of what we're doing when we're playing the bass. So that's the 15-second rule.
Okay.
So, for example, right? So when I didn't do the 15-second rule this time. What I did was I just picked up my bass and just started playing. And the sound that came out was, there wasn't much to it. It was just very loud music with lots of vibrato. And I wasn't able to come up with a story. What do you think? Maybe some of you liked it. I don't know. But I find that it wasn't much depth into the music. There wasn't much going on. Right? Did you notice that, Henry? What did you think?
Yes.
And so when I take a few seconds to think about what I'm trying to do, and I'll let you be the judge. Tell me if you hear something different, okay? Right? Was it a little bit different than the first time?
Yes.
What was
Definitely.
different about it?
What?
What was different about it, Henry?
It feels like a contrast in there.
What can you explain what the contrasts were?
Like it feels like you told me, not straight. It feels like flowing.
Okay. Yeah. So at least you were able to feel something, right? That was the whole thing I was trying to do. When I started, right? That's another thing people don't really do sometimes, but that was spontaneous in the end. You know how singers sing, bass singers sing low? They have to really. I said, so that's another thing I thought of when I was trying to sound like this singer, and I was imagining the singer kind of. And so, like, the more you see, I haven't played this concerto in years, man. But the more I think about ideas, the more I can story build, the better, the more content I can express to the audience, right? Right? That's all I'm really doing, man. But so that's what I mean by the 15-second rule. What this allows me to do is it allows me to put my bass down and walk around my room and just come up with ideas. And then, like, maybe an hour later of just walking around thinking of ideas, walking down the street, I can come back to my bass, and then I can just copy the ideas that I came up with. That's what I'm talking about. For all of you who are listening, the 15-second rule. So, that being said, let's do this with the Bottesini. So Henry, tell me about your. I think your camera went out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm back.
So tell me, let's talk. Let's have a chat, man. Tell me about your edition of the Bottesini, your rendition. Tell me about it. Like, what makes your rendition special? What are your emotions and ideas that you're trying to convey?
You know, I feel like it is like a hero that it always passed through many obstacles, but at the end, it ends happy. I don't know. I see it in that way.
Okay, so basically heroic.
Yes, heroic.
Now, can you make it sound heroic in the beginning? Like, what does that sound like? Okay, Henry, let's stop here. Henry? So just a few problems here. The rhythm is not there. And I think the best way to fix that, Henry, is to sing it first. Usually we don't sing the wrong rhythms. We sing it how it should, we sing it naturally. Usually. Not in all cases, but when we sing things it's just there. It's natural. So are you okay singing it for us, Henry?
No.
You know what? That's totally fine. So when you're in your practice or whatever, I think what'll help is to sing it first to get the rhythm, and then just copy what you sing, basically. And if you can do that, it's just there, you know. I can't tell if it's going to work or not because you don't want to sing. It's totally fine. But as a suggestion in your practice, I would recommend doing that.
Okay.
So I mean that's as far as I can go, Henry. I'd really love to hear you sing, but for me to move forward with this, I need to hear your voice so I can understand your how you sound as a human being, and that'll allow me to understand how you want to sound on the bass. So if you don't want to sing, that's fine. I can't really move on, Henry. So if you don't want to sing, are you sure you don't want to sing?
Okay, I'll do it.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, no pressure, man. But I'm just saying, that's a really, really important thing for me, especially to help you move forward. Right.
Okay, I'm not a good singer, but let's try it out.
Let's try it out. Okay, now play. Okay, so Henry, there's a disconnect between your voice and your instrument. This is what I heard you sing. I heard this, and we'll work on this. It's not like no one's at fault here, but this is what you played. This is what you sung. Right, so in the beginning, that's what I heard you sing, and you didn't play it like that. I don't know if that's what you want. I don't. Just, but I really think, Henry, if you're more comfortable singing, like if you build that comfort singing, and the more you do it, the more you're able to build your own voice. I wasn't able to really hear you as a human with your emotions and everything, and I don't see how we can really transfer our voice on the bass if we haven't really established the voice. Maybe we have it, I just can't hear it when you sing. That's totally fine. You know, Edgar Meyer, who was my teacher at Curtis, he's not comfortable singing. He doesn't really sing a lot. And this music sounds, you know, and it's all which is totally fine. It's very accurate. Right? That's his way of doing things. I just want to be able to understand the voice that you're giving as a player. Who are you, right? And I want to take this beyond just a notes on the page. I'll leave you with this, okay? We have one more person to go to, I think. I'll leave you with this.
Okay, thank you.
No, wait, hold on. Before we go, the beginning is the rhythm. Just I think it's important for you to understand. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Sometimes you jump the gun in the first note. So maybe. So maybe pay attention to that first note and make sure it's the notes are right. So we're out of time. I think Vic Ostorius wanted to play, but maybe next time. It was every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 1900 UTC. There is a bass class, so there's always a chance to play it again, or play if you didn't have a chance to play. So well done, everybody. For those of you who played, and those for you who stayed. It's been a pleasure. I'm trying to think. Let me see. Do anything special? How about, okay, so for those of you who stayed, as a bonus, what I'll do is go on the website here. If you go to iPlayBass.com, I sell rosin, Pops rosin. What I'll do is I'll knock the price down to like $9 or something. Usually it's like $10 to $12. I'll knock it off to $9 or maybe $8. Let's do $8. Have you ever bought $8 rosin? I bet you haven't. And that doesn't exist. So 11, 10, 9. I'll give everybody here a coupon code for $3 off for Pops rosin. The only thing is, it's only for United States. That's the thing. Y'all, everybody here is from like everywhere else but the United States. I don't know if that'll work. That's not fair. David, where are you from? Oh, he just got up and left. Diana's from Venezuela. Nicole, I think, are you from the United States? Gustavo, Ethan's from the United States.
I mean,
Zachary,
Will and I are from Florida. I don't know if it's part of the U.S. Like, yeah. No.
which is not part of the U.S.
I got a brand new cake right here, buddy.
Dude, I could use a new one myself. I'm going. Mine's getting a little bit dry here.
You can use my coupon, Xavier. Don't worry. You can.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying. I want to do something special for those who stayed at the end of the class. What do you guys think? What should I do?
It's all good, man.
It's all good.
It's all good.
How about a private recital of Xavier Foley recital, a private recital?
You could play us an etude.
Yeah, or something.
etude?
I don't know.
Another class.
Or we can get, or like if you can get Joseph Conyers on here, that'd be epic as well.
You really want Joe on here, huh?
We gotta get Joe. We gotta get Joe. We gotta get the weather clef.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. For those of you who want Joe, just say I want Joe, and I'm gonna record this port. Hold on. Let me stop. So I'm gonna cut this portion out. I'm gonna send it to him, so he feels more peer pressure to come on. So everybody, just say I want Joe for Xavier's bass class. Right now.
I want Joe for Xavier's bass class.
I want Joe. Joe. I mean you, Joe Conyers, weather clef. I want you for Xavier's next class.
It'll be very nice if Joe can make a time to come to Xavier's class.
I want Joe.
Anybody else? All right.
That was techno translated to Joe Conyers. You should come to Xavier's class.
That's right. That beat right there, that's Morse code, Joe Conyers, for you to come on down and say hi to the free online bass class hosted by iPlayBass.com. All right, perfect. Excellent. So I think that'll work, and maybe next time Joe will be here. Maybe he will magically appear. let's see. All right, guys, I will send you this recording, and I will send you details about the next class by email. Thanks for coming. Yeah.
Thank you, Xavier.
Thanks, Xavier.
Thanks a lot.
See you later.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.